And here's my garden I made. And I put the tarp over it and everything's ready, and I don't have any irrigation out here to it. I moved all my hoses from the back to the front, so I don't have no way to irrigate nothing. I mean, I have all kind of beds back here. I had this bed. And and there is a well house back here that has a dug well, but me and my stupidity, because the thing was broken, I don't even know what was wrong with it. It could have been something simple. But when I was a young, like 18, 19, 20, I was like, man, I need some money. And me and my friends came back here and cut it out. The freaking $1,000+ water pump out of this thing, instead of getting it fixed. Cut it out and took it to the scrap yard and made like $20 on it or some ridiculousness. Yeah, so that was, and this thing, the roof is falling in on it. I don't know how to do that. I don't have no truck. If I had, my aunt has a truck, but she just like acts like we're just slack and we can't do anything. When she could just like bring the truck over here and we could have all this stuff taken off in a single day. Like we could get so much done if she would help us out for just a single day. But instead, she'd rather just look down on me and try to act like we're fucking, she can't, there's like some spiritual force keeping her coming across town from us. Like, she could be helping us too. It's not like people need to help people. It's like nobody wants to help anybody. If I had the resources, I would love to help people. But I don't have any. I don't have no way to help anybody. That's the number one thing I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to love and to help people and to do things that would be helpful to society, but I just can't see how working at the dollar store is gonna help society. I can't. That is just such a old and antiquated mode of doing things, and we're just so stuck in it. And I feel like we just need to move past that. And I mean, I feel like in a certain way, in a feudal society, was more like made more sense. I'm not saying that we should bow to kings and queens and stuff, but like the way that it was just like, okay, you got at your house, you got your little trade. Once you get what you got done, what you need to do done, you get your crops done, you do this. Those people actually had a lot of time where they didn't have to do anything. They had a lot of leisure time. And people don't talk about that shit. And they want to talk about kings as if they're like this like monadic one single entity, when in reality, I'm sure there were good kings and there were bad kings, just like there are good people and bad people. And the lines weren't always as easily drawn as what I'm making it out to either. But let me continue my tour. Let me get off of my tangent on my unhelpful views on everything and just ranting and raving. It's not gonna help anything, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. There's a reason why I do it. I feel like I need to do it, and I do it a lot. But here's my burn pit I set up. I hadn't been able to use yet. My little pile of wood for the winter time. I got these refrigerators out here. All this metal I got lined up, just ready for somebody to come pick it up and go take it off to a scrap yard. I talked to 2 different people and they both said they would do it, and then one of them showed up. I'd love to do it if I had a truck to do it with. I don't have anything to do it with. And I got all these I got this place here. I got the big one. I got my burn pit. This over here has been really productive under this tree. Like all this on the ground, like all that is clover, and it grew massive clover over here. I do clover on this spot every year, and the clover, when you grow it, you let it die down and everything, like the roots produce nitrogen, and they hold on to the nitrogen, and when it dies, it releases the nitrogen out into the soil again. So it's like a natural way of keeping nitrogen in the soil. A lot of people will come in and they'll cut it down. I, of course, don't have anything to cut it with. And I also put wild kale in here. kale that's been growing. I take the pods and do the same thing I did in the other garden and just sprinkle them out over here and just keep sprinkling it, and it just grows, and that stuff just grows. I haven't watered this stuff ever. I've never watered over here for these things, and then they just grow just fine. Like, of course, it's not big enough that I can come out here and eat on it or anything, but the plant is sustained. I don't care about my, if, you know, some of it gets big enough I can pick it and eat it, that's fine. But that's not my, you know, logic for why I'm growing it. Solely, I grow it to grow it. Look out, you know, just come out here and step on it, get the seeds in the ground. All these little buds have seeds all in them. I'll probably, you know, the clover seeds aren't even expensive. I can go, you go and get to like Lowe's and they have like deer feed, like it's not deer feed, but it's like seeds of plants you can go out to a plot in the woods that people own land and hunt deer. They'll put those seeds out and grow clover and different things that the deer like, but it just so happens that they're the same things that you need for a cover crop. So I just go out there and grab a little cheap bag of that and throw it out, and it does the same exact thing.